All right, guys, welcome to another training. And in this one, I'm going to teach you how to identify your ideal target audience, basically how to do the avatar research. And this is one of the most important concepts that you can learn because you need to learn how to identify your avatar for any business that you build. It doesn't matter if they're giving you the done-for-you funnels, the done-for-you offers. It doesn't matter if you have the best product in the world. You need to identify your avatar. And I remember that I learned this back in the days, in my early days of an internet marketer. I joined a mastermind online. It was a $5,000 program, and I got a coach. And this coach told me, hey man, you got to identify your avatar. He literally taught me what I'm going to teach you today. And he gave me the homework that I'm going to teach you or give you. And after he gave me the homework, I was like, man, this is a bunch of crap. Like, how am I going to make money from this? And I just want to run ads, right? But I can tell you that this is one of the most profitable concepts that I've ever learned. It's made me a bunch of money, and you will need this. It doesn't matter if you're building an online business, offline business. It doesn't matter what business model. You need to learn this stuff, and you need to do your homework because it's super important. All right. Now, why you need to identify your avatar? Basically, this is kind of like a cool definition that I found online, and it says avatar is defined as a manifestation, appearance, or incarnation. In terms of social media in today's world, your avatar is your identity. All right. So what we need to do in order to find our ideal target audience is create this kind of like persona, right, that we're speaking directly to. Because the problem is, if you try to speak to everyone with your message, with your ads, with your emails, if you try to speak to every single person in the world, you're going to be like, a shotgun, right? Instead of a sniper. And we're going to talk more about the sniper versus the shotgun in a bit, but you don't want to be trying to please everyone. You don't want to be communicating with everyone and creating a super broad message. You want to be speaking to your ideal target audience, the person that's ideally going to become your customer. Take a look at this background photo. We have a bunch of people in this photo. But the reality is that not everyone has the same goals, the same aspirations, the same pains. They're not going through the exact same stage in their life. So if you try to please everyone and you make your message super broad and you don't know specifically who you're going to target, who you're going to speak to, you don't know exactly who's this ideal customer that you want to get into your business, you're just not going to get any conversions, any sales. It's going to be very hard to do your marketing, all right? So you need to identify your avatar in order to be more precise with your message, in order to get better conversions, in order to be crystal clear about your game plan for your marketing, what type of content to create, what kind of ads to run, what kind of ad copy, ad text to write, what kind of, what should I say in my videos? That's why you need to have an avatar. Because based on your avatar, you're going to build your business, all right? Now, what you want to do is you really want to know your audience. You want to know who is your avatar. Is it a male or female? What's their age? Am I speaking to an 18-year-old, a 40-year-old, a 65-year-old, a 30-year-old? I don't know if I already said 30. You need to know what's the age of your avatar. If it's a male or a female. There's some business owners, they speak specifically to women. Then other business owners, they decide to direct their message specifically to men. And many times it's both, right? And it's totally fine if it's both, but you still want to define like who is this ideal customer and why, and what gender, what age. What must these people do to achieve their goals? So they have specific goals. What do they need to do on a daily basis? What kind of game plan do they need to follow in order for them to reach these goals? How can you help them? They need to go through this process to reach their goals. How can you insert yourself into the equation to make their life much easier? Now, when you ask yourself these questions and you figure out ways to insert yourself into the equation and help this person reach their goals, they're going to pay you money. That's why we're asking all these questions. Now, what fears, objections, excuses, struggles do they have? Right? Many of these people will have excuses, objections. Many of these people will say, I can't build a business because I don't have any time. I can't build a business because I'm not a techie person. I can't build a business because my my wife or my husband doesn't believe in me, right? These are objections and fears, and you need to identify them, because that way you can fight them with your marketing. And if you don't fight the objections, it's going to be hard to break into that, into the mindset of the person. Then what is their pain point? What is their pleasure point? What I mean by this is, what is the pain point of a person that wants to start an online business? Probably they don't have any time for their family. They go home, late after work. They don't have any energy, any time. They want to be able to have something of their own. And this is their pain. What is their pleasure point? Being able to spend more time with their family. Once you identify these things, you can use them to your advantage for your marketing and to reach this very specific audience. Then, is their problem life-threatening? Many times you're going to be dealing with an audience that has a life-threatening pain, right? Or a problem. And the bigger the problem, the bigger the pain, then it can, your audience tends to buy more if your marketing is good, because they want to fix that pain as soon as possible. Now, meet Mr. Bob, right? And this is literally the homework that I remember that my coach wanted me to do. He told me, figure out who is your Bob, right? Create your Bob. Back then it was Michael. And it's funny because my coach back then was called Michael, and I believe that the name I used was Michael as well. Anyways, he told me, go create your Michael or your Bob. And I was like, man, what does this have to do with paid traffic? I bought this mastermind, this coaching program for traffic and affiliate marketing and turning my blog into a money-making machine and all these things. And I was learning about, Bob and writing, all this stuff. But you're going to see why. So the first thing is, I want you to imagine this guy here in the right. This is a fictional character, is the persona. And I just call him Bob randomly, right? And I want you to look for a photo of how your ideal target audience is going to look. Now, this is an example for the fitness niche, but it also applies to any niche. Now, take a look at Bob. He's 24 years old. He recently graduated from high school. He's doing okay financially. He makes money in a job. He's been going to a gym for the past year or the last year, but he doesn't have the results because of lack of proper guidance and consistency. He doesn't have a lot of time to hit the gym precisely because he has a job. He's feeling tired and he does okay financially, but he just doesn't have like the motivation and the guidance. Now, he's not very fat, but also he's not super lean. I mean, he's not like obese, but he doesn't have like a six-pack. And what he wants to do is get that six-pack, right? So he's like a regular person. He doesn't know how to exercise correctly, or he doesn't know a lot about supplements. He doesn't know if he needs like a fat burner or, how do you say this? These energy drinks that you take, a pre-workout or a post-workout. He doesn't know the difference. And he wants to know how to eat, what to eat, and to get better results. He also feels tired and frustrated, and he feels that with the proper information and guidance, he can get a lot better results. Now, he also spends a big part of his online browsing or the time that he spends online by going into fitness websites, forums. He watches YouTube videos. He goes to bodybuilding.com to get information. So as you can see, we have extremely defined who our Bob is, who our ideal target audience. So for let's say in the internet marketing world, we would have also, or maybe we would have instead of Bob, we would have John. And John, it could be a 40-year-old. He has a 9-to-5 job. He has 3 children. He works from 9 to 5. He gets home. He watches a Netflix episode, but he's feeling like he's just not going to have money for retirement. He's in the rat race. And he also doesn't have time to work out because of his job. He feels he doesn't have energy, and he always feels like with depression, right? So now we're building another avatar, but for the internet marketing niche. Now, this is more related to what we're going to be doing. And in the end, what matters is that you are super precise. You know exactly what is their routine, what is their schedule, what they eat, what they spend their time on, what their fears are, what wakes them up at night. Because all of this data, we use it to craft our messaging and build their business from the bottom. Now, if you don't know who is Bob, then once you write an email, you'll be speaking to the wrong person and they won't buy. Because if I'm Take a look at Bob, for instance. He's 24 years old. He wants to get shredded. He wants to get a six-pack, all right? So in this case, in our email or in our ad, we will tell John specifically what to do to get a six-pack. But if we didn't make this exercise and we were speaking to a 40-year-old who just wants to get lean, I mean, he that just wants to shred up some fat. He doesn't want a six-pack. He just wants to get like a little bit more slim, and we're speaking to the 40-year-old instead of Bob, then, I mean, this guy simply won't buy because our messaging is for a 40-year-old guy that has completely different goals than Bob, all right? Once you have your Bob identified, then you can be laser targeted and get those sales a lot easier. Now, you will also start your business around Bob, right? So once your Bob is defined and you say, okay, this is my ideal target audience, this is the people that I want to bring to my world, then you will start finding the interests for your ads on Facebook that are related to where Bob would be hanging out. For example, let's say that Bob is hanging out in fitness websites like bodybuilding.com or muscleandstrength.com or muscleandfitness.com. In Facebook, when you target, you can use those keywords, those websites as interests to show your ads too. At the same time, since we identify that John is 24 years old, on your ads, you're going to put maybe 20 to 25, right? Then the ad image, we're not going to put an old guy in the photo because Bob is younger. So we want to put an image that relates to Bob because he's not going to relate to an older guy. The older guy doesn't want to get a six-pack. He just wants to stay healthy. Bob wants a freaking six-pack. Then the messaging, what we write on our ad, on our emails, the ad text, the angle, the marketing angle, right? How we position the offer. The country, where is Bob at? On the US, Canada, or is he from a country like Costa Rica? The landing page, the offer, the email marketing, retargeting content, everything, we're speaking to Bob. And when you do this, you out of a sudden, you start gaining extreme clarity about your business, what kind of content you have to create. You know, you can't imagine how many times people ask me the same questions like, hey, Sebastian, what kind of content should I create? What kind of language should I use on my emails? What kind of hooks or angles should I use? And all these questions get answered once you literally get a notebook out and start writing down who your Bob is, who your ideal target audience is. It just gives you so much clarity for your business. And you know, like on this program, I try to give you all the resources to see results much faster. I give you the offers, the funnels, the email templates, the ads, basically a bunch of different resources and training to help you get results faster. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that everyone will have the same avatar, right? So maybe someone joined this program and they have an audience for 40-year-olds and they want to take my offers and position them in a way so that they also fit for the 40-year-olds. But then maybe someone is building an audience of younger people from high school or college and they want to take my offers and funnels and position them in a way that it fits their needs. So this is where you gotta understand who is your ideal target audience so that you can take these things and position them in a way that they fit to the audience that you have, to the audience that you're building. Now, I can tell you that many people that come to this program, their avatar is fairly similar. It's people that want to get started online with affiliate marketing, with funnels, or people that don't have a clue on how to build their business, but they want to live a life of freedom. They want to live life on their terms. They just don't have a vehicle to get there. They don't have the information. They don't have the guidance, and they need to change their mindset. So a lot of people are choosing that avatar because, I mean, honestly, for me, it's one of the avatars or audiences that I enjoy helping the most. Because I was there when I started out, I didn't know anything about this stuff, and these things changed my life. So for me, it's very fulfilling to teach people this, and it's also very profitable because I know people would buy it because I really understand my avatar, their pleasure points, their pain points, what they want to achieve in life, what wakes them up at night, and the goals that they have. And my offers are the solutions for them to reach their goals. My offers are the vehicle that allows them to reach their goals. So for me, my avatar is extremely clear, extremely defined. So when you see that I create content, I speak to one person. Now, this is something that I also wanted to say. Maybe you're wondering, hey, Sebastian, I have my avatar, my Bob, but truth is, in the internet, not everyone is going to be like Bob. And that's totally fine. In fact, most people won't be like Bob. So if you get some, let's say if you're targeting 18-year-olds or 20-year-olds and you get a 40-year-old, don't get frustrated like, oh, my avatar research didn't work, or I'm attracting the wrong people to my life. No, that's going to be normal. People are going to join your business that are not exactly as you want them to be. What matters is that the things that you can control, that you speak to Bob only. Don't speak to Bob and Michael and John. Speak to Bob, and that way the people that you will start attracting to you will be very similar to Bob, or will start looking more like Bob because you're going after Bob, right? So don't worry if people come to you and they're not exactly as you want them to be, because in the end of the day, what matters is that you're being targeted with your messaging so that you can attract more Bobs to you. Because we know that the Bobs, they have a higher chances of getting value from your offers and becoming customers, right? So this is the first training out of the avatar research series. So hope you do your homework today. You know what your homework is identify your Bob for your business. And if you don't know or you want tips, be sure to ask in our Facebook mastermind group. We're here to help, or in the comment section. And but this part is key. People that don't do this, they create their funnel, they create their offer, they create their ads, and in the end, it's like all these pieces together, but nothing really wraps them up because they don't know who they're targeting. So that's basically it. Thanks so much for watching this one. Do your homework, and I'll see you in the next training.